Tom, after a test in 2 weeks on the road, it's back home here against London Irish this weekend. A side that are banging form at the moment and a good test for you.
Yeah, I mean, it's the same with any Prem squad, really. It's always going to be a tough game every week in the Prem. You have to prepare the same way that you do for any other game. Obviously, coming off the back of two away wins, we're looking to get back to a bit of home form as well. So I think we're very excited to kind of show what we can do back at Stanley Park.
Rob's talked a lot about these two last performances. The fight that was there and shown it may not have been pretty in terms of rugby and points scored, but the togetherness, the fight, it was what was craved after what was a tough period for you guys.
Yeah, we went through a tough period. Two defeats against you would say rival teams really. Wasps away, that's a huge one for us. Obviously meeting them a few times in finals now and beating them, losing that away game was tough. And then obviously Bristol in really good form at the moment. So losing that one at home, it was, we needed to really bounce back from that. And we had 2 weeks off due to COVID reasons, along with the whole Prem. So that's another thing that can be quite tough. If you have 2 weeks off, there's that loss of momentum. But for us, we had that momentum loss already, so it was about picking that up and using those 2 weeks to our advantage, really. And like you said, it hasn't been pretty. Worcester away, always going to be a tough game. Got ourselves in a bit of an arm wrestle with them. And then Newcastle away. We could have made excuses about that. 7-hour journey up to Newcastle is always going to be tough. Playing it on a 1 o'clock Sunday afternoon in the freezing cold. Again, there was excuses to be made there, but we kind of just parked those excuses and we actually put in another good performance. Like you said, it wasn't pretty, but it's a win on the road and we'll take that. In
a way, you had that reset button to press almost after the Bristol game, but that 2 week break came at an ideal time, didn't it? Really, in a way.
Yeah, and like I said, it can be tough. 2 weeks off, you can. I don't know, you want to keep things rolling a bit, really. You want to kind of improve on the last week. But for us, it was having 2 weeks off and, like you said, pressing that reset button and finding ways where we can better ourselves, maybe look at things that we're lacking in past performances and really try and get back on top of those.
Equally, guys are away at Six Nations, a chance for guys like yourself to make a claim. But over the past 12 months, maybe 15 months, you've really stepped up. You've found another gear in your game. What do you put that down to? And are you feeling comfortable in the squad now?
Well, I definitely feel comfortable in the squad. I think comfortable is probably the wrong word in a way, I guess. I want to kind of push on again. For me, it's about wanting to be in that squad every week and, not accepting a bench starting, slot. For me, I want to be starting 12 or 13, ideally. So I think if you look back maybe even 2 seasons ago, I probably wouldn't have had that attitude. I would have just taken a bench spot, whereas now, I want to kind of go and grab those opportunities with both hands. Just
with the lads that, like you talk about there, the likes of Witts, Devo, Slady, they're all in there challenging you for that spot, aren't they? And that's bringing the best out of you, I'd imagine. Yeah, it's a position that's, full of competition, which I think is good for all of us. I think like I said, there's a lot of competition for those starting spots, and that definitely helps drive. Well, it drives me personally, but I think it definitely drives the other lads on as well. So that can only be good for the whole squad, really. Irish this weekend. What have you learned about them? You've done homework on them, no doubt, this week. They're a side that are in form, as I said.
Yeah, they're a side that are in form. They're well drilled. They've got a strong forward pack. Full of decent carriers. They're 9 and 10. Paddy Jackson at 10. Pulls strings for them well, and they've got some strong carriers again on the edges. So, for us, it's about obviously fronting up with our D. I think you've seen that in the past 2 weeks as well. That our D's kind of gone up a notch, and obviously not conceding a try last week against Falcons as well. So we're going to look to kind of build on that again and look for that as a home performance. So if we can stop them well with our D, then I think that's a good place to start.
And as players, do you realise the importance of this block of games? Because, titles are won at the end of the season, but it's what you do now, this period, probably this next 8 weeks, that will dictate whether or not you're in the playoffs, whether you're in semi-finals, finals.
Yeah, I think, it's tough because obviously during these internationals as well, other teams are, everyone loses a few players. So it gives, people like me an opportunity to get out there and show what I can do. And I think we've got to kind of target that and make sure that we work that in our advantage as well.